Brad Chandler Coaching presents the Real Estate Investing Hot Seat Podcast. Stop working for someone else and get the support you need to make it as an investor. Having been part of over 2,000 deals, Brad Chandler will train you to buy and sell houses without making expensive mistakes. Learn about the good, the bad, and the ugly of investing from experience earned in the trenches as Brad coaches real investors how to find real success.
In this episode, you'll learn the crazy lie that reality flipping shows tell the viewers every day, how to go from 2 deals in 12 months to 12 deals in 12 months, the 3 things every real estate investor website needs to make money, and how to find motivated sellers on a shoestring budget. The episode you're about to hear was originally recorded and aired during a Facebook Live session. Because of this, there may be references or comments that don't apply to you as a podcast listener. If you're interested in seeing a live episode, we do them every Tuesday on our Brad Chandler Coaching Facebook page. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Take action now by texting the word INVEST, I-N-V-E-S-T, to 855-999-1616 to get your free guide teaching you how to qualify, schedule, and close more deals faster with the advanced agreement, the technique we use to do 20 wholesale deals per month. Welcome, everyone, to the Real Estate Investing Hot Seat Podcast. I want to welcome Sajan to the show all the way from Southern California. How are you, my man?
I'm doing well, Brad. I'm doing well. Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome. So tell me and tell the listeners, first of all, we're in Southern California, and what's the weather like right now?
The weather's not bad, actually. The weather's about 75 degrees or so. Where I'm located is the part of Southern California. It's called the Inland Empire. So surrounding cities are like Chino Hills, Riverside, Ontario, Fontana, and a whole host of other smaller cities that make up the Inland Empire portion of Southern California. So a little bit due east of Los Angeles.
Very nice. So I took my first trip to Los Angeles last month or the month before. I've spent a good amount of time in the San Diego area. And I got to tell you, every time I go out to Southern California, it grows on me more and more and more. So just a wonderful area.
It is known for its weather, right?
So tell me and the listener, Sajan, what do you? How did you get here? What do you do? Kind of give us a background on who you are and what you do.
So I've been doing real estate investing for just a little over a year now. I got started because I wanted to create more flexibility and buy back some of my time and have some kind of freedom to spend time with my family, especially my daughter. She's 2.5 years old, so I figured is a great vehicle to help me get to where I need to get to ultimately, have the time and money and just overall freedom to do what I want to do. And yeah, I've been doing it for about a year, a little over a year now.
Okay. Have you are you also working a job?
I am working a job. So I do investing part-time. Outside of investing, I'm a senior project manager for a healthcare organization out here. So that's what I do on a full-time basis.
Do you hope to say to the boss one day, see you later, I'm going to go do real estate investing?
I'm actually hoping to do that by the end of or early next year, end of this year.
Okay, beautiful. Love it. Well, let's see how I can help. So tell me, in the year, have you been able to do any deals?
As in last year?
Yep. So you started a year ago. Have you done anything in the last 12 months?
We've done 2 deals.
Okay. Give me a little bit about those deals. And when you say we, do you have a partner in the business?
I have a partner. Yeah.
Okay.
We actually did one late last year that went into this year. It was the ARV on the property was about $550, and we bought the house at $350, and the rehab required in that project is about it's about 80,000 or so. So we're expecting to make a little under 80,000 on it. And this is just a straight rehab deal.
How has the rehab gone?
The rehab just started actually. So it started about a week ago, and it's going to take about 3 months for us to complete. So.
Okay. Was this your first property that you're going to be rehabbing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So just be there.
Luckily, my partner has his own construction company, so he has experience in the rehab side of things. So he's going to be kind of leading it, and I'm going to be kind of learning it as I go along.
Okay. So you hope to be into it for, let's see, 430 and out for 550.
Yep.
And that's so the reality TV shows that everyone watches, they would say Sajan is going to make, he's going to buy it for 350. He's going to put in 80, which puts him at 430, and he's going to sell it at 550. And that's going to net, he's going to net a profit of $120,000, right? You've seen that over.
Not accurate because you don't factor in commissions, closing costs, and any unexpected things that happen along the way that might prolong the project. So none of that's factored in. So at the end of the day, we're hoping. That's why when I initially said it, I said I think we're hoping or expecting to make about 80K on it at the end of the day.
Okay. So when we were rehabbing houses, one of the back of the envelope calculations that we would do is we would take 10 to 13% off of the ARV. So let's just use round numbers. If you took 10% off, that would take $55,000. So you'd be around 400 minus the 430 into it. So I would guess that you're going to make 70. Hopefully you'll make 80. But it's funny because I really think that those reality shows between 2004, 2000 to 2007 really fueled the run up because they made it look so easy and they continue to make it look so easy. But rehabbing is really tough. And when you wholesale, you actually know your numbers up front. So when I know that I'm going to sell to a cash buyer and make $34,000, we just did a deal in Chantilly, bought it for $315, sold it for $349. Unless some surprises come up, which there usually aren't, I know I'm going to make 34. When you rehab, honestly, you don't know if you're going to lose $20,000 or make $100,000. So that's kind of, and the better you get at boxing in, getting a better system and knowing your repair costs and the time, the better you're going to get at it. But one of the lessons you need to learn is not you, the general public, is don't come into investing thinking that you can buy a house for $350, put in $80,000, sell it for $550, and think that you're going to keep that $120,000 spread. It's more like $70,000 to $80,000 if you're lucky and things go right.
I agree with you.
So, that is your first deal?
Well, no, even though this is my first rehab that I'm working on.
And was your other deal a wholesale or rehab?
It was a wholesale deal.
Wholesale.
Yeah. So it was 350 was the ARV on it. We got it in contract for a little while back. So I'm trying to think. 350. We got it under contract for 240.
Okay.
240, and luckily I found a buyer and wholesaled it for 260.
Bam. Okay. 260. How much work did it need?
It needed, I think, 25 or 30,000 roughly.
30,000. So you got a pretty good number for it. I would have liked to seen you get the property for less than 240, but I think you got a pretty good number for it. So look, man, you're starting to roll here. Good job. So tell me, what are your goals in 2018?
I think my goals is I want to kind of focus more on wholesaling because the rehab piece of it, I'm starting to realize that now is quite extensive and time consuming and honestly riskier and kind of just seems like a headache, honestly. Dealing with, we had some issues initially, and it's only been a week with the contractors that we had, but that's kind of been resolved. But just having to deal with those issues, I mean, it's not fun. So my goal for upcoming year, honestly, is to build, is focus more on wholesaling and wholetailing. It requires very little work. Just you have to be real good at marketing and having consistent deal flow and leads coming in. I think that's where my challenge lies, is having a consistent stream of leads coming in. Last year, I'd focused on absentee owners and pre-foreclosures, and I had sent out, I want to say about 3,000 postcards, 3 to 4,000 postcards, and the response rate was just atrocious. It was, I think out of the 3,000 that I sent, I got 15 phone calls.
Okay.
Which was a horrible response rate. And obviously, generally, from my experience or from what I've heard from people, you need about 50 to 60 leads, close 1 to 2 deals. Sometimes it may be a little bit more, but in Southern California, especially with how greedy sellers are, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's the challenge.
So I want to get back to, there's a lot of stuff to unpack. I'm not sure I heard your exact goals, but just hang on one second. So I want to clarify a couple of things. You mentioned the word ARV a couple of times, or the acronym. It stands for after repair value. And that's just what investors think the house will sell for fixed up. You also mentioned wholetailing, which is just a combination of wholesaling and selling retail, which means that you buy a house and you basically just immediately relist it and you don't do any work. You might trash it out, you might throw out paint, but you're not doing the full rehab. Consistent leads, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. We typically find it takes about 35 to 40 leads to close one deal. So if you got 15 phone calls, were those 15 phone calls actually leads?
So like 2 of them were actual leads. 2 out of the 15 were actual like workable leads. The rest were not that great. It was just someone calling to see if we can offer retail value for their property, or
okay,
even
but
above market value.
They were still people that wanted to sell their house, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you mean it in that way, then yeah, people still wanted to sell their house.
So, all right. So let's say that you would have had to send out, so to send 3,000 postcards should cost you roughly about $1,000.
Or I think it was a little bit, I was paying about 54 cents, I think, 54 cents. So it's about $1,500.
Okay, so that's a little high. So, but we'll go with that. So it's $1,500 to get, say, 15 leads. And if it takes you, let's just say it takes you 45 leads. So you would need triple the amount of that, right? So triple the amount of that would be $3,000, would be $4,500. Now you're getting into the realm of what it costs to probably get a deal in Southern California. It probably costs you somewhere between $4,000 and $15,000. However, you just made $80,000 on a deal. So if you spent $12,000 to get an $80,000 deal, would you do that again?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty good. So let's talk about, tell me again, like what exactly do you want to do from a numbers? How many deals do you want to do? And what is the average profit you want to have in 2018?
So I want to do 1 deal a month.
Okay.
Right now. So 12 deals for the entire year. From a profit standpoint, since I'm trying to focus more on wholesale and wholesale, I want to do average profit about 20,000 per deal, which equates to roughly $250,000 in generated revenue for the entire year.
Okay, so that's a good goal. So what do you think is going to keep you? And by the way, the $20,000 wholesale fee for Southern California is low. You should probably be shooting for closer to a $30,000 wholesale fee.
Okay.
Just knowing your price points, because if you can get it at 70% of after repair value minus repairs, and you can sell it at 80, that's a 10% spread. And I know your average price point out there is in excess of $30,000. So your average wholesale fee could be in the $40,000 range. Let me ask you, where do you plan on finding your cash buyers once you get a property under contract?
So I have some right now. I have a relationship with a couple different agents who have said they have cash buyers that would be willing to entertain different properties within this specific area or the area surrounding areas of where I'm looking. And I also have I've gone to REIA meetings where I've met a couple individuals who are cash buyers that are looking for properties out in this area.
Okay. So let me ask you this: when you talk to those agents who have cash buyers, have you asked them what numbers their cash buyers want to buy at in terms of percentage wise?
Percentage of what?
Percentage of ARV minus repairs.
Yeah, so generally in this area, they say 75% minus rehab.
Okay, so that's funny because that's what the realtors are telling you because they're looking out, good for them. They're looking out for their buyers. But we routinely sell at 80 to 83 cents of the after repair value minus renovations. And I know that Southern California is as hot as the DC market, if not hotter. So you can't rely on those people. You simply have to have a realtor give you a list of cash buyers who have sold a property in the last 12 months. And then you call that realtor and you say, hey, I've got a property. I see that you sold the property down the street, 123 Maple Street, to your cash buyer. Would he or she be interested in a property that I have that's deeply discounted? And if so, here's the price. And then you price it at 80 to 83%. And now that's how you get your $20,000 wholesale fee moving closer to the $40,000.
Okay. So if I get it at, let me just repeat this. So if I get it at, ideally, the objective is to get it at 75% minus rehab.
No.
And then sell it, right?
No. Your goal is to get it at 65 to 70% of ARV minus rehab and then sell it at 80 to 85 cents. Now in Southern California, could it be tough? Could you not get them for 70? Maybe you have to buy at 75. And if you have to buy at 75, then you can sell between 80 and 85. But generally you want to buy between 60 and 70% of the after repair value minus repairs and sell at 80 to 83, 85%.
Okay. So I think the challenge, and I mean, I probably haven't done enough to know if it's a true challenge or not, or this is kind of from what I've heard, is to get it actually at 60 to 70 or 65 to 70% of ARV minus rehab.
It can be tough, but we've done it, 2,200 times.
Okay.
So it can be done. This month we have 29 deals under contract in the DC metro area, and we shoot for the 70. Sometimes we do have to go up to 75, but generally we try to make offers in the 65 to 70 range.
Okay.
So Sajan, tell me, what do you think is going to keep you from reaching your goal of doing 12 wholesale deals? And I'm going to reset your profit number to $30,000 minimum to do $360,000 this year. What are your obstacles keeping you from doing that?
I think obstacle wise, it's probably just a large marketing budget, I would say. And I think just probably mentally myself, but that's changed. But I think honestly, it's probably marketing and.
I heard you talk about marketing. Did you say something about mentoring?
No. I just said marketing budget, and I also said I think just having the guidance to identify. So I have paralysis of analysis, so I tend to overanalyze things. So sometimes that's kind of that may limit or stop me from making a deal when it's actually a good deal because I overanalyze and I make it out to not be a good deal. So that could be one of the other things.
So that happens to a lot of people. So you just have to get over it. You just have to, you have to move forward. I used to say when people were out forming their LLCs back in 2003, my partner and I were buying houses because we just wanted to go. So tell me about your marketing. If you're going to make $80,000 on this house, can could you take that marketing and could you then allocate like $10,000 a month in marketing?
So this is actually between me and my partner, right? So 40,000 roughly for
But
me.
Isn't your partner going to be investing in marketing as well?
Yeah, but so this is actually only one deal that we're into together. Usually we don't, he's not like a continuous partner with me. This is just one deal.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that if you could get to $10,000 a month, that would probably get you the one deal. You would hopefully get a wholesale fee in the $30,000 range. So that would give you a 3-to-1 return on your marketing spend. If you did that, I think you'd make a couple $100,000 a year. So let's talk about what marketing are you currently doing?
So currently I am doing just direct mail, but I'm looking into doing text messaging.
Okay.
And cold calling.
Okay. And with the direct mail, how many are you sending out? Are you sending out 3,000 a month, or are you not consistent?
No, I'm not consistent. I used to send that. And then because I saw the horrible response rates, I dropped it down, and I'm kind of trying to focus more so on just building a better list, to say.
Okay.
And that's kind of, and so I'm pretty much sending out right now. I want to say I'm sending out about 1,000 per month.
Okay. So if you're going to slow down on direct mail, and I know direct mail is competitive, it doesn't mean it doesn't work, because we still mail out about 200,000 postcards a month, and it works. If you're going to shift away from direct mail, you really got to go towards, like you said, cold calling, texting, and online. So are you doing anything with your website?
Is it like SEO or anything like that?
Yeah, or pay-per-click or anything like that?
No, nothing. Right.
Okay.
We did. So we actually tried PPC. I want to say about 6 months ago. We were spending about 3,500, and we got nothing out of it. So we did that for about 3 months, and
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you find the provider to do that?
For the PPC?
Yeah.
So we used we did research, and we tried doing it ourselves. So me and my other partner that actually tried doing it, we tried building it ourselves and running it ourselves. But the platform that we were using for our website at the time was OnCarrot. And that's what it was.
Okay. So you're not renovating your house. You're not doing the manual labor on the house, right?
For what?
For the house that you're flipping, the $80,000 profit?
Oh, no. Because
you're not an expert, right?
Yeah.
So PPC, you definitely should. You should definitely hire an expert. So let's. I want to take a brief pause to tell something really cool about what I'm offering a select number of people, and then after we show that, I'm going to jump into your website and we'll take a look, and I'll ask you some more questions. So let me share my screen real quick. We're going to go to bradchandler.com/apply, and what I'm offering is to a select number of people. So this is the application page. As you scroll down. This is our Wholesaling to Freedom course. As you scroll down, you'll see what you learn each week in our course. And let me just maximize this, a little pop-up there. So each week it tells you exactly what you learn. I teach how to achieve freedom through wholesaling. And as you scroll down, you'll see all the bonuses. And as you get to the bottom, there's an application page. If you're interested in the coaching program, you simply fill out this couple questions, and then that will set you up with a strategy coaching session or strategy call with one of my team members to see if you're a fit. So if you apply, there's no obligation, and you can at least get a free strategy session out of it. So anyone who's interested in learning more about that program, go to bradchandler.com/apply. All right, let's take a look at your website. So this obviously, Sajan, is not a Carrot website. What happened to your Carrot website?
So we had stopped. We actually stopped using OnCarrot, and that's what happened to it. So I had this other site that I was primarily using prior to that, And so this is what I have now.
Okay. So, but what was the reason that you stopped the carrot site?
I think even through some of our SEO efforts, we weren't getting anything, um, anything from it. So I think that's why we stopped it.
Okay. So I think that was a big mistake on several fronts. This website seems to be very dated. It doesn't really, there's three things a website should do. It should say exactly in 5 seconds, it should answer what you do, what's the benefit, and how they contact you. So imagine putting tons of cash in your pocket within 48 hours. I buy a house in any condition. So you kind of tell what you do there. I certainly don't see any benefits. And then how I contact you, there's a little number buried at the bottom of here. So this website is not set up for conversion rate optimization. It's really not set up to convert at all. Okay. And I checked out your frequently asked questions, and it's really, really weird how you have a bunch of information about realty and wholesaling. So if I'm a seller and I come read this, I'm going to be like, what is this guy talking about? So I would highly, highly urge you to, do you plan on being in the business for the long haul, or is this just a couple year thing?
No, long haul.
So if you're in the business for the long haul, you got to get a website, because what reputable business doesn't have a good website now? I'm concerned that the pay-per-click wasn't about the site. It might have been that you guys weren't managing it properly. So we like pay-per-click. Pay-per-click and online, both SEO and pay-per-click. What SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's the free search results, as you probably know. Mm-hmm. That is our number one source of deals right now. So I would go back to OnCarrot. I would do everything that they say in terms of their SEO, because it really does work. And then a year from now, when you start to spend $10,000, $20,000 a month on marketing, I would urge you to put $1,000 a month to the SEO, because it's like building a foundation. We generate 1,200 leads across the United States now, all from most 90% from free searches. So I would do that, and then I would pick up pay-per-click again. But I would do it. I would go get a provider that has shown success in the past, instead of you guys doing it, because you really need someone who's going to focus on that, like on a daily basis, and tweak your account. Okay.
So I guess once the deal flow starts coming in, and we have budget for marketing, PPC can get kind of pricey, right?
PPC can get pricey, but it's the same. It's like I hear people all the time. You know, we've spent $15 million on TV advertising in the last 15 years. People are like, oh, TV advertising is really expensive. Well, yeah, it's expensive, but you can't look at it that way. You've got to say, can I spend $1 in PPC? That's Google AdWords. And can I get back $3? Or can I spend $10,000 and make $30,000 or $40,000? So you can't look at it as, is it expensive or not? You've got to look at it from a standpoint of return. Okay. And the great thing about PPC is if you get a good landing page on your website, and OnCarrot, if you got OnCarrot, it's a great landing page, is you could literally turn it on today. If we were experienced, if you were experienced, or let's just say we don't do this, but if my team said, hey, we're going to start running pay-per-click ads in the Inland Empire of Southern California, we could potentially have leads coming in tonight, tomorrow, the next day. So that's the beautiful thing about pay-per-click.
Okay.
So what you have to do is to reach your deal, to reach your goal, I should say, in 2018. I'm looking at my notes that I took. You've got to get consistent with your marketing. If you don't like direct mail, if it didn't work for you, which I don't think it didn't work for you, judging your numbers, it honestly doesn't sound that bad. I'd like to hear a little bit about your follow-up. But what I would do is outbound calling is good. A lot of people are doing it now, but it's very, very cheap. Text messaging is good. And the way that you find the list is you go to ListSource and you buy people with high equity, or you buy, lists of foreclosures or divorce or whatever. But you've got to get to a point where you're immediately and consistently marketing. And then you've got to have an incredible follow-up system. What do you guys use right now as a follow-up system in your business?
So we have Podio, and we track all our leads through that, and we input our marketing list or our lead list directly into Podio, and we track it according to that. And we ideally, what we're trying to do and what we've done is we try to hit the same people unless they call or unless we get a hold of them and they say take them off the list. We try to hit them at least for six consecutive months.
Okay, so the Podio, did you buy it built out, or did you and your partner build it out? Or you don't have a partner? I'm sorry. Did you build it out?
We built it out, yeah. Or I built it out. Sorry.
You built it out. Okay. So if a lead came in today, so do you work from 9 to 5?
I do, yeah.
So if someone calls you off a postcard, let's say tomorrow is Wednesday, they call you at 10 o'clock a.m. your time, where does the phone ring?
So I use CallRail right now. So I have it it rings simultaneously on my phone and two of my other, I guess you want to say, when I do deals with them from time to time, it rings on their phone as well. So whoever's able to answers the phone, and generally one of us is able to answer.
Okay, that's great. That's great that someone's answering live. Let's just say that they don't answer and it goes to voicemail. When would that person be called back?
We've made it a point to generally call that person back within at least an hour.
Okay. So as you grow the business, you're going to want to get that down to minutes and not hours, literally under 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then how much do you follow up in the first week? If you haven't contacted them, how much follow-up do you do in the first week?
If we haven't followed back up after their initial call, is that what you're saying?
Yes. Like if you just haven't contacted them and said, hey, you haven't had the conversation with them about their needs in their house and what they're looking for.
So I try to do it at least every day.
Okay.
Yeah, at least once a day.
Okay.
I try not to do more than that because then I feel like I'm irritating them some extent maybe, but at least once a day.
Okay, so that's a big problem right there. We contact people 15 times in the first 4 days.
Oh wow. Okay.
And great marketers will tell you you've got to hit people more than that. So you've got to do a combination of voicemails, phone calls, texts, and emails. And in that first week, you should be hitting them, 2, 3, 4 times a day. When you do that, and in Podio, if you know how to build up Podio, you can actually set up campaigns. So a lot of it's automated from the standpoint of it tells you exactly what you need to do. If you call them and you get a voicemail, then you hit a button in Podio, and Podio will send them an email, 10 minutes later, and a text like an hour later saying, hey, still trying to reach you about your home. So you've got to really focus on, I would say, before you spend any more dollars in marketing or working on your website, make sure that you've got your follow-up system completely dialed in and you're all over these people for the first 7 days. And then it doesn't mean that you stop after 7 days. You still touch them every couple of weeks, just constantly following up with text, voicemails, emails. And I think, I know you're going to see your results dramatically increase.
Okay.
So any other questions?
I guess from a like what types of, right now I'm focusing obviously, as I said, on pre-foreclosures, and I focus on absentee owners with high equity. What are some other great lead sources that could be worth the time to kind of invest from a marketing standpoint?
So I think the greatest lead source that you can invest in is internet marketing. That's building out your website, because what you're doing now is you're trying to find lists and you're trying to go out and find people. When you have a website that's up, they're coming to you. So they're the ones searching, I need to sell my house fast in Inland Empire. I need to, whatever the term is, they're coming to you now, and it's generally a better quality lead. But to answer your question, pre-foreclosure, high equity, absentee owners, people who's are older than 50 years old, have owned their house for more than 20 years. We haven't had success with this because we haven't done much of it, but tax delinquents is another good one. Probate, if we haven't mentioned that one. Those are all highly motivated lists. People who are behind their mortgage, we kind of mentioned that.
Okay.
So I think you're doing a lot of good things. Sajan, you're on the right track. You just need to get your follow-up system dialed in. Then you need to get your website up and running, and then you need to do consistent marketing, and you need to make sure that you're reinvesting the profit back into your business via marketing, and then creating systems, and then actually hiring people.
Okay, sounds good. I think I just need to get more streamlined and really break down the process in terms of what I need to do and what needs to be done on a daily basis, pretty much. So I think that's where it comes to.
So you honestly may want to, I don't tell this to everyone, all of my guests, but you should probably check out my coaching program, because I think it could help you a lot.
Okay.
It also goes into really great, we spend an entire week on sales, on sales tactics, on how to negotiate with sellers. It's quite some awesome stuff. So
okay, I'll check it out.
So I hope that was helpful. Thanks for sticking around, everyone, to the end. As I mentioned, to get my free book, Wholesaling Secrets, discover this one technique we use to close over 200 wholesale deals every year consistently. Text the word INVEST, INVEST, to 855-999-1616. Thanks so much, Sajan, for being a guest on the show. And this concludes our show for today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this episode. It's now time to take action. Text the word INVEST to 855-999-1616 and get a free guide teaching you how to qualify, schedule, and close more deals faster with the Advanced Agreement, the technique we use to do 20-plus wholesale deals per month. Also, go to bradchandler.com/podcast to apply to be a guest on this podcast. You'll receive a 30-minute coaching session with Brad, a $1,000 value for free.